And today we're going to be practicing how to use a trig ratio, sine, cosine, or tangent, to find the missing side of a right triangle. So the problem's going to say find x. And this is a step-by-step approach. So the first thing I want you to do is write down the steps, and then we're going to go through the problem together step by step, and then you'll be able to work in IXL. Alright, so I'm going to leave these steps here on the side, and we are going to have a right triangle here, and we're going to find x together. So what we know is, we know that this side has a 12, this side has a 40 degrees, and the x is right here. Okay. So then we're going to do this problem step by step. Step 1 is to label. So across from the right angle, that's the hypotenuse. Once you mark your right angle, once you mark your hypotenuse, you're done looking at the right angle. Right? Now, once you mark the hypotenuse, you don't look at the right angle anymore. Now we're looking at this 40 degrees. This is our theta. And so the 12 is across from the theta, so that's the OPP, opposite. It's on the opposite side of the triangle. Alright, so we're done step 1. We labeled. Now that we labeled, we have to choose. Is it so, or ka, or toa? So if you have opposite and hypotenuse, you have OH. OH. So this is going to be so, which means we're going to use our sine function. Alright? So now we chose that. That's step 2. Now step 3, we're going to write the equation. From our work the other day, sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Alright, step 4, we're going to substitute. We're going to fill in everything we know from the triangle. So the theta is the angle. That's the 40 degrees. That goes right there. The opposite side, that's the number 12. The x side, that's on the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is down on the bottom of your fraction. Okay? So now we did step 4. We substituted. Now we're on to step 5. Get x alone. We need to get x alone. So, I'm going to show you guys a little bit differently. Let's imagine this is sine 40 degrees over 1. Do you remember doing cross products in middle school? And we multiply the things that are together. So this means x times sine 40 equals 1 times 12, which is 12. And now, to get the x by itself, you're going to have to divide by sine 40. Sine 40 divided by sine 40 is 1. 1x is just x. Once you get that x by itself, get x alone, then it's time to use a calculator. When you're on your calculator, you want to make sure that you're in degrees. So I'm going to press 12 divided by sine 40. I'll show you right there. 12 divided by sine 40. Then, next step, round to the 10th place. So I have to decide, is that going to be 18.6 or 18.7? Remember, you look to the right, 5 or more raise the score, so it's going to be 18.7. Last step, see if your answer makes sense. So go back up to your triangle. Put your answer on your triangle, 18.7. Isn't the hypotenuse supposed to be the longest side? Did your answer come out bigger than 12? So your answer does make sense. Doesn't guarantee that it's exactly right, but it does make sense. The hypotenuse is supposed to be the longest side. Alright. Now, I just want to do this one other way. If I confused anybody with this cross product, because some of you might have said, Miss Carter, why don't you do it the other way that you did it? So here's the other technique. If the cross product works in your brain, use that. But here's the other way. I want to get rid of this x. This x is dividing. So I'm going to times by x on both sides. When I do that, these x's divide out. And I have x times sine 40 equals 12. Do you see I get the same thing? Whether I times both sides by x or whether I do the cross product. Right? It came out the same way. So, I was just showing you the cross product because for some people, that might make it easier for them to get the x by itself. But if you're like, no, Miss Carter, I just like to times by x, I know what to do, then you can do that.